Welcome to the Magic on the Inside podcast by the Sisters Enchanted, where we chat magic, hot topics, personal development, and good old-fashioned life. Brew up something delicious and sit with us for a spell. Welcome to this episode of the Magic on the Inside podcast. I'm kicking everything.
You are.
Yule.
You're Sarah.
Welcome to the North Pole. I'm just kidding. If you're not watching this on video, you don't know why I'm saying that. It's because I'm wearing a very Santa Claus-ish sweater.
You
dress.
said it wasn't Santa Claus-ish.
It's Mrs. Claus to you.
I'm wearing
The queen of all the workshop elves.
Godzilla Christmas sweater.
As one does.
With flames.
Not do. Just kidding. I'm Sarah, founder of the Sisters Enchanted.
Hi, I'm Anna, co-founder of the Sisters Enchanted, doing things that one does not do.
And we want to tell you straight away, that we're going to tell you all about how we like to celebrate Yule. Towards the end of this, we are talking about Countdown to Yule today. So some things to know about Yule. And we're going to tell you some of our favorite things to do. But you got to know that we have open for enrollment right now our Viking Magic class. We do it once per year. And this year is extra special because our friend Amanda Osborne of Heathen Moon is piloting the class for us. So the core curriculum was created by Anna and I.
Yes.
So of course you'll see us in there. But
yes.
Amanda of Heathen Moon is leading the discussion for the class, and she is a very valuable resource. So it's such a good thing to register right now. And also we have a great opportunity to scoop up our Yule class guide with it too. So you'll want to check that out. We'll put the link in all the right places. But we're talking about Countdown to Yule. Yule ski.
Yuletide.
Oh, Christmas tree. I suddenly couldn't think of any Christmas songs or Yule songs. What's that Yule song where the pagans and the Christians all sat down at?
Oh,
what's that
yeah.
song? Yeah, it's a
I
good
don't
song.
remember what it's called, though.
Yeah, me neither.
Yes.
Probably the Christians and the pagans, I feel like might be what it's called.
It's possible.
Like that literally might be what it's called. Anyway. Oh no, I just did that mouth thing. There you go.
Well, you can't do it
Another
because
one
then
for
I'm
you.
going to start doing it, and then we both will do it, and then we both won't stop.
I have my notes for today on a very orange, not Christmassy sticky note. No, you knocked them out of my hand. Now whatever will I talk about? Without my notes, I could talk about anything.
You weren't even that concerned. You were just like, no. I can't even do it because I'm laughing.
They just went flying.
I barely even touched them.
Anna and I just took a photo or some photos.
Is that what they were?
For a thing. And because our Danielle is home today, possibly she's fine, I think. But anyway, one of her loved ones isn't feeling well. So she stayed home so as to not spread not feeling well. And so we had to take our own photos. And
so throwbacksy.
It was something. It was not good. I mean, it was fine, but it's part of our countdown to Yule is things we don't want to do in the new year, I guess. Take our own photos.
Be in any photos.
I just want to eat Christmas pie.
Christmas pie.
Oh,
Christmas pie.
How delicious.
How I like
art thy.
Mile high drunk pie.
Yeah, mile high drunk pie. Maybe I'll make one this year.
Yeah.
Maybe. Just apple pie overstuffed with a lot of rum poured on top.
Way over. Yeah. Mile high drunk pie.
Yep. Mile high drunk pie.
It's good stuff.
It's like the one thing I make. It's mile high drunk pie.
I was just served with a memory like you do on the social media lands.
Memories.
Where years ago I tagged you in a Guinness pumpkin pie recipe.
Oh, you did, I recall.
We never made said Guinness pumpkin pie.
No. Maybe you should make it.
Maybe we should have a Guinness pumpkin pie and a mile high drunk pie.
We could do that.
And we could just have.
You know what? I don't care about like the
Yule
dinners.
pie.
I just care about the pie.
It won't be Yuletide.
I don't even like
Yule pie.
Thanksgiving. Like Thanksgiving dinner is the worst.
Oh my goodness.
which is
No,
tomorrow when
I
you're
was
listening to this.
having-
Thanksgiving's tomorrow, and I'm just looking forward to pie.
I was having a discussion.
Were you?
Yes.
With whom?
With whom? I don't remember with whom, but I was talking about holidays, and especially ones like Thanksgiving, when you're not sure what you're going to do. And I had said, like, you didn't know where you were going to go. And I was like, you know, it'd be the greatest thing if both Sarah and I just independently, not of our children and families, didn't have places to go. Like, just like you weren't invited places and like I wasn't invited places. I was like, Sarah and I would have the best dinner ever. We would just get together and like sit on the floor and eat something and drink and be merry.
Pie and all the side dishes, because that's the only thing anybody cares about.
The side dishes, some taters.
Side dishes. All right. Yule. Speaking of side dishes, I have no idea. And taters. Yule.
Taters, precious.
So, Yule is a thing.
I was going to do a Gollum impression and then I
know.
panicked.
Suddenly I got really exhausted from that hard work of that photo shoot we just did for ourselves. That quote unquote photo shoot, which was really just like not a photo shoot, but just we had to move a chair. It was a lot happening. Sweaters. This sweater was involved. Your green hair.
And a cape.
Yeah. Your green hair looks very merry.
Merry.
All right. For reals now. Yule, y'all. So Yule is the longest night of the year. The most dark. Do you have anything to say
about it being the most dark?
I don't know anything.
I don't like the dark.
It seemed like a good time for you to chime in.
I specifically don't like the dark.
Do you like Yule?
Yeah.
Do you like the stories of all the spirits crossing over at Yule with Odin?
I do. Like all stories involving Odin and Yuletide cheer.
Me too as well.
Yes.
This is one of those podcasts that's going really well, isn't it?
It's riveting.
So Yule, it's the longest night of the year.
It's another good plug for the Santa Portals episode.
Oh yeah, go way back to that. What's that, like episode 90 or 89 or something? Santa Portals. That was good stuff. And on this long night, so we think of Samhain, Halloween, it really gets it's the icing on the cake for witchy holidays, right? But Yule actually has a lot of like those dark spirit crossing stories to it. It is that darkest night of the year. And Yule really, if you think about the seasons, the wheel, Yule is this time of intention setting. It's very similar to the new moon. Mm-hmm. We think of the new moon, it's like everything's dark. Yule is the same. Everything's dark. And it really is a season. It's not just a day. We have the whole Yule season where we want to think about what have we learned this year? What are we grateful for? What do we maybe want for next year? And let it all grow into being. Intentions that we set around Yule are, they take time. The most beautiful intentions take time to grow, just like flowers or anything that takes time to come into itself. Intentions do also. And I think with that energy of Yule, it gets kind of wrapped up in the New Year's resolutions, which is not super great because it's like you're just forcing yourself to pick something. But Yule is really like harnessing this dark time from like that December 21st-ish time through even like 2 months after that, and just being with what you might want to have, what has come to pass, what you see for yourself in the future.
In the future.
Mm-hmm. 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 So some things we can do as we count down to Yule, which is about December 21st, make gifts for people to show our gratitude for them. Have a lantern walk in the night. Do a lantern spiral by candlelight. That's a really beautiful thing to do. Have some warm, cozy beverages by a fire. And
with your pie.
Tell some stories with some pie and sing some songs. All also good stuff. Mm-hmm. And of course, we have the stories. We could tell some Norse mythology, which is what we do in our Viking magic class. Check that out. And what Anna's talking about story also in our Yule program too.
So many stories.
So many stories. Anna, can you give us like a...
I need
Yeah.
a sweater that's like an electric sweater, and it's just a fireplace for all the stories I have to tell.
That'd be so good. I bet
I know.
your husband could make one somehow.
I mean, maybe.
I bet he could do
if
that.
we don't want to see him for like the next 6 to 12 weeks while he
I know
takes
he'll
on
get
said
so
project.
invested in it that we don't hear from him again.
Yeah.
He'll come out with like a very long beard and long hair. And he'll be like, I did it.
Huzzah, the day is mine. I have ignited the sweater.
Meanwhile, everyone's mad at him because of all the things he did not do while he was doing that.
I know. Poor him.
Yeah, he would get so invested in that.
He really does have lots of tasks to do in
He
general.
does.
He's a busy boy.
He
does
is.
not need this project.
No, he does not. Good thing he doesn't listen to this podcast.
He does not.
Maybe he should start.
Maybe he does.
No, he doesn't.
Know it.
I know he doesn't. There's no way he listens to this. 0 way. Just like my husband does not listen to this at all. But your husband works here part-time.
Yeah. So he could listen.
But I know he doesn't. Like, I'm pretty confident. Anyway, I digress. I was going to ask you about Odin and his wild hunt.
Yes.
Want to talk about that? Some storytelling.
He does have a wild hunt.
I feel like that's accurate.
That is accurate.
That sounds accurate.
It does. It does sound accurate.
I would take a nap in my...
In your
But, oh no, I'm sitting on my thing again.
I mean, I like the Odin, wild hunt. There's lots of wild hunts in life, in mythology. And what are you doing?
Nothing. I'm waiting for you to talk about the wild hunt. He comes through and he picks up all of the souls that are wandering on the darkest, longest night
of the year.
Dun, dun, dun. And takes them back with him.
Yes.
And this long night, this long dark night reminds us that the light will shine again.
Because Odin took them on his sleigh.
I think it's really separate ideas, but
I mean, those two concepts don't really tie together.
No, I was just trying to tell the story that you weren't telling.
And then why does Odin do it the one night of the year?
Because it's the darkest night. It's the longest night.
Yeah.
I think it's the souls that are left wandering.
Yes.
So like the ones that were like, I don't know about this. And then they just stuck by. Odin comes to get them.
Interesting. Well, because, typically there's the Valkyries.
Typically.
And they scoop up the honored warriors who have passed to take them to Valhalla so that when Ragnarok happens, they're ready to fight another day. Which is interesting, the idea of Odin picking up the wanderers that were left behind when he has the Valkyries pick up like the honored soldiers, warriors.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like that idea because Odin is, a traveler and a wanderer. And that maybe he's so busy traveling and wandering that he has to have the Valkyries do this. But then on, the longest night, he takes that moment to embody his inner Santa Claus and go and do something.
What do you think about the debate that Odin is Santa? That's a hot debate.
That is a hot debate.
If you aren't aware.
It is a hot debate. I think, it's so hard sometimes to podcast with Sarah because she just really sometimes throws me off. If you can't tell. I feel like I'm just going to need a really large cup of something caffeinated after spending this time with her. I don't know why. She's just exhausted my adrenal system for whatever reason. What do I think about the Odin Santa Claus debate? Well,
oh my God, I just inhaled the fuzz.
I love stories and mythology in general, and folklore and fairy tales of all sorts and shapes and sizes. And I am a big follower of stories that are like other stories. I don't know. Okay.
Go on.
So I don't know if that circled back to a point. So for me, I would be team Odin Claus because those stories like change from like place to place and from like time to time. And there are parallels in like same times as other times that don't know about their current times.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Mm.
Well, it's like that in mythology, you know. There are stories. You're killing me. Slowly.
Doing such a great job.
I'm really not. This is called a flounder. This is a bit of a flounder. This
I
is
think
a
you're doing
great
great.
podcast. No, it's like stories. Like in mythology, there's stories, you know, in Egyptian mythology and Norse mythology that have very similar themes as there are to like the Bible stories and things like that. And sometimes these mythologies, these stories, these histories, these written histories, these spoken histories, these folklores, sometimes they run in times like near each other, but like don't know each other. And it's always interesting that in mythology that you can have some of these parallels without the other party knowing of the other stories.
You did really well, even though I was trying really hard to distract you.
And there's a mountain being moved upstairs.
Construction's never ending.
Yeah. So for me, I'm always just like, if you didn't know this about Sarah and I, is that Sarah and I really do believe in the wonder in all things, which is probably why we are the way that we are.
On my notes that Santa's probably the greatest magic maker of all.
Yes. So Sarah and I believe in the wonder of it all. What's that commercial? The wonder of it all. It's a casino, isn't it? Foxwoods? I don't know.
I think so.
Did you like my?
That was good.
Thanks.
That was good.
And that we believe
You're
in...
really carrying this episode today.
Am I? So anyways, I think that I like to believe in the wonder of all things. And for me, I always celebrate this season as being a season of Santa and the magic and wonder that idea, that energy brings to people, to the season and the stories. I am a lover of stories, and Sarah up until now, leave things out and leave notes and all sorts of things.
Oh yeah, I love me some Santa energy.
Yeah, we
obviously
love some Santa energy.
I'm dressed like Santa's first mate.
Maybe we should make a Santa oracle and the Santa oracle.
Or like a tarot deck that's all Santa.
Yes, all Santa all the time.
I'd get behind that.
Probably need to do that.
Yeah, I don't know what I love more, Halloween or Christmas. I love Christmas.
I do too.
I mean, but Halloween is just like, for me, Halloween's just like my everyday
life.
Yeah, like, I don't know, cauldrons, black cats, pumpkins. Like, I just love that.
All that stuff.
But like Christmas, and suddenly,
yes,
I want like all Christmas all the time.
Yes, I agree. But yeah, I love the stories of all things. I love all the stories of it possibly, being Odin and he's wandering, and you get the idea of the Santa and being pulled by his sleigh of reindeers, which is like the same kind of like imagery as Odin, and like his kind of sleigh situation being pulled by Sleipnir, which is his horse with many legs, which some people think that's how we got the idea that there are so many reindeer, because of this like horse image with the many, many legs.
Mm-hmm. Check out the warmth and witchery videos that we are sending out this week, because we do talk about that in there.
Yeah. I got into, this is not Christmas, Yuletide, Santa, Odin related at all, holiday season related at all, but I got into a big debate recently during our 2021 Halloween Classathon.
As one does.
That I then carried over into our Enchanted Journey membership area, which is fun. While you should check out, Viking Magic, because there's so much storytelling. But I had recently acquired a tarot deck where the Emperor was Thor, and I had so many issues with this. And Loki is the devil in the deck, which I guess on surface level makes sense. But I'm thinking about all of these things, and how, Thor in the story of Freya's wedding, and most of the stories of Thor, is that Thor is a hothead and can't always get his ideas together and needs support. And usually that support includes Loki, because Loki takes a minute to come up with a plan.
Mm-hmm.
And then Thor usually, gets what he needs. He gets Mjolnir back, he gets whatever. And then if things go wrong, Loki's always the one that has to make up for it, and oftentimes is making up for things done wrong. And I had myself wondering, why, if the Emperor's, structure and leadership and implementing ideas and things like that, why can't Loki be the Emperor? And then to that, why can't he be the Empress? And the nurturing and the Sleipnir.
So many things to think about.
And the creation story of Santa Odin and
there's
the flying reindeer.
There's a tarot deck in your future, child. My child.
Right. It's going to make Loki all of the majors.
Yeah, this was Loki's story.
A version of Loki.
That would be fun to do. We should do that.
I'm going to make a Santa Loki deck. So if in the next, year to 10 years, I find a Santa Loki deck,
we know you stole that idea from us.
Because
that's pretty unique.
So unique.
I see you. I'm just kidding.
So unique. This creative genius
that just happened.
Yeah, it did. I just birthed an idea on a podcast.
We have to wrap this up because the construction's coming in hot on top of us.
Yeah.
But we were going to say about our favorite thing to do at Yule.
Yes.
What's yours? You want me to go first? You did great today. Yes, thanks. While I was causing trouble.
You were causing trouble.
You'd have to watch this on YouTube to see what I was doing.
It's
probably
a mirror
best
into my life.
Probably best if you don't see it on
Those
YouTube.
Those were normal behaviors.
Oh yeah, that was just how I act.
Yeah, that's normal. My favorite thing to do is, I have a couple favorite things to do.
Ooh.
One is I like to come up with creative and not fully sustainable, because I'm not as great at sustainable as other people are, but I like to come up with creative and more sustainable ways of wrapping presents for people. Like scarves or
play silks
or, things like that. And wrapping things with ribbons or bows that are not, plastic or full of glitter and things like that. I like to try to find fun ways to make things for people. I also like to really put some thoughts together. Last year I made a couple of gift boxes of really thoughtful gifts from different places and local people to give something to somebody, kind of like a spell kit for Yuletide cheer and Santa Odin. But specifically chosen and wrapped with handwritten notes of what it was all for. And I also really like the idea, as you know, most of you, that this Yuletide Santa Odin season, I have a house for the first time ever that's mine. So I can decorate it to my heart's desire as long as I want. And I really like the idea of getting a wreath and then getting some things, either it be garland or leaves from your outside or ivy or whatever you might find, and weaving your intention for that Yuletide season into the wreath and then hanging it right there on your front door, the entryway to your life, and having it out there for all to see. I also love me some pine smells. So I love all things pine scented and the smell of snow.
Yeah. Oh, the smell of
pine
snow.
And the smell of snow.
Speaking of smells,
Danielle, can you make a smell of snow candle?
Danielle,
can I have a snow candle?
If you don't know who Danielle is, she edits this here podcast, and she also owns Tiny Robot Candle Co.
It's Tiny Robot Studio.
Well, her candles are Tiny Robot Candle Company.
Oh, okay. She's both of those things.
Her website's tinyrobotstudio.com.
Yes.
Her Midnight Moon candle, I'm smelling it right now. Smells just like witches. So if you're like, what's a witch smell like? Midnight
smell
Moon
like this.
candle by Danielle.
And her pine candle actually does smell delightful.
Yeah, the apple one was
apple one was also
bangarang.
Really bangarang.
So anyway, there you go.
So,
buy some of Danielle's candles.
Danielle, can we have
Shop small?
A snow?
Yeah, Danielle, we require a snow candle.
Okay, we do require.
We went on a hike last night, me and my kids.
Or you could make a Loki candle and it could be mistletoe scented.
Oh, it could.
Look at that. Just creative genius over here.
It is creative. I'm thinking of smells though. We went in the woods to a new place. It smelled just like fallen leaves as it does in Connecticut right now. We ended up in a hike on a cliff with like a foot walking path right on the edge. It was very scary.
Yeah, you sent me
pictures. It was the scariest position I found myself in as a parent. Anyway, we came out fine. I knew we would. It just, for a moment there, I had to take a deep breath and was like, oh my, Sarah. And even my daughter, she was like, Mom, your adventures have gone too far.
Sarah's daughter was really
just like,
silly.
Perhaps they have gone a little too far, my child. We're going to turn back. It was fine. But anyway, leaves. It smelled so much like just leaves. For Yule, we like to go on night walks with a lantern where we can, when it's safe to do so, just around our yard, light lots of candles.
That was very adult of you.
Drink hot chocolate, and we put mint tea bags in.
Yes.
We buy the like reishi, is that what's called? Reishi cacao from Four Sigmatic. They're like hot cocoa one.
Yes,
so we get that.
Mushrooms.
Yeah. And then I put peppermint tea bag in it. So it's like not all sugar laden, which is fine if you like sugar laden things. But if you don't, it tastes really good. And it doesn't have, and then we put like whipped cream on top.
Well, yesterday, because 'tis the season to be starting to get jolly. Local bookstore, I had a oat milk.
Oh yeah, you did.
Maple latte. I did not buy one for Sarah.
And then she came to my house to tell me about it.
But it was not like a maple like flavor syrup latte. It was maple syrup. Speaking of which, I also recently had ice cream with maple syrup on it from a local
aren't
orchard,
you living the life?
And that was delicious because maple syrup's delicious.
I've had none of these items.
You go traversing in your glamping machine and buy like donuts and
we go to Maine to buy donuts.
Go to places for tacos and tequila. And you send me pictures and you're like, look at my cocktail, my tacos and tequila. Don't worry, I bought you a t-shirt. And I'm like, but I want takeout. But you're like half of the country away. And so I can't.
I did buy you a t-shirt.
You did. A remembrance.
More than I got when you went and got your latte.
Well, it was also really hot in there. And if I know you would not have brought anybody a latte. You would have been like, I'm so sick of this. I'm not waiting. And you would find a faster way to accumulate coffee.
If there was a line, that's not really my thing. Waiting in line.
It's not. No.
Let's just not do that thing.
Yeah, no. It was a good latte because I don't like the super sweet flavor pump items either. But we also do, there's so many great places. We live in New England. And there's also a little shop here.
It's a great time for this time of year.
It is. They make hot chocolates and put like giant marshmallows that they cook up just a little bit on top and like graham cracker particles.
I just realized it made no sense when I said it's a great time for this time of year. It's just great to be here this time of the year.
It really is.
Anyway. Yes. All right. Well, thank you, Anna, for bringing some story magic to us because I was just losing the plot with my silliness today and my Yule. I don't know. Suddenly I sat down. I was just like tired. I don't know where it came from. Maybe because the lights in here are dimmer and
I think it's hot in here because the heat and air doesn't work right in here.
It's true. It is warm in here on this day.
We should go get a beverage.
I can't right now. I have a thing. Anyway.
I'm sorry right now. I have a thing. I can't
spend time with you.
What do you have a thing for? I think no. I'm so not prepared for this day.
Okay. So what we want you to do is make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any episodes. It's really important that you do that. And also to check out the Viking Magic and Yule program we have open right now. They're both Viking Magic. You only got a few days left. Once per year, it goes live and then That's it.
Kaputskis.
So get in on that.
It's like Santa Odin.
Yeah. Just
Does a flyby, gathers up,
Yep.
and then isn't seen again.
And the lovely Amanda is leading the class, and it's going to be so good.
It is going to be good.
So good. All right. Well, until next time, thank you for listening in. We hope that you
Have
an enchanted
rest of your day
ahead.
Bye.
Bye.